The Russian supply lines were cut here, just outside of Kharkiv, which makes it very difficult for the Russians to get anything west. And obviously, this ammunition dump being taken out is going to make it very difficult to resupply any of the troops attacking Kyiv. With that, bringing in Congressman Mark Green from Tennessee, former Special Operations Flight Surgeon, Army Ranger, now on House Foreign Affairs and Armed Services. He was just in Eastern Europe meeting not only with our allies, but also with the 82nd Airborne, who's in Poland. Congressman, how confident should we be that the supply lines from Poland, where you were, into Kyiv, here down into Odessa, into Kharkiv, and then out here to the Far East, are going to still be able to be kept open?
I think we're pretty confident right now, Leland. I met with the guys who are doing that mission, and they're pretty confident that the flow is going. It also looks like the Russians are sort of shifting east, as you said, and the strikes, the bombing on the western side, where those transfers are happening, has significantly decreased. So, I think the flow will continue.
You've got out here in Lutesk, one of the big oil depots for the Ukrainians was hit by the Russians. We've got some video of that. So the Russians are still trying to hit infrastructure from Russia. You look out here in the east, there is this group of Ukrainian soldiers, about 15 or 20,000 of them, who are pinned down by Russians here on three sides, coming up from the south and then down from the north. There's this request now for 500 Javelin missiles a day by the Ukrainians. These are the anti-tank weapons. The Pentagon can only make or supply 6,000 a year. At some point, do the Russians have enough tanks to force the Ukrainians to run out of ammunition?
Well, I mean, obviously that's a concern, but the truth of the matter is the Russians have not been able to maneuver on the Ukrainians. So it's a combination of competence and, competence of the troops and competence of the leaders and the Ukrainian resistance. So I don't see Russia maneuvering anytime soon. The supply numbers that they're requesting, obviously very high, but we're going to get enough of them in there to continue the current fight. And I think that's all the Ukrainians really need to do.
Well, certainly the Ukrainians have fared far better than anybody thought. You and I talked, I think, within the first couple of hours of the war, and the concept that 5 weeks later we'd be talking about the momentum having shifted to the Ukrainians and the Russians on the retreat was really unthinkable at that point. We've zoomed in on Kyiv here. The Ukrainians have been successful. They've pushed out here. They've retaken perhaps one of the airfields here. You still have the Chernobyl reactor between Kyiv and the Belarusian border that is in Russian hands. There's been this sort of overreaching thought about the potential of the Russians trying to hold Europe hostage with the threat of a radioactive release, nuclear war without the bomb, or the nuclear blackmail without the bomb. Is that still something people should be thinking about?
Well, whether it would be intentional or accidental, that's obviously a huge concern. We made this trip to Europe. We visited Poland, Romania, and Moldova, the crossing sites from Ukraine into all of those countries, looked at the refugee humanitarian stuff going on there. But on our way home, we stopped in Vienna and met with the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Association. That was a very frank discussion about what the Russians aren't doing. They're not communicating. They've turned off the radioactive monitoring devices at the plants. That's very concerning. And so what we've got to do is figure out how we convince them to, keep those two reactors that they've seized, or two sites. It's more than two reactors, but those two sites, safe. Obviously, this can impact the world. This is way beyond Ukraine.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game once you start talking about radioactive release. The one thing, and you point out very correctly, watch what the Russians do, not what they say. Antony Blinken made that point. But what we are seeing them do is relocate so many of their troops here and here into the east. So they're basically trying to cut off the Ukrainians either down on this side of Izum or here between Kharkiv, come down, as we said, pinch off the group here, and then carve out this whole part of eastern Ukraine that comes all the way down to Crimea. It gives them the land bridge. It's on the other side of the Dnieper River, so that's the sort of ethnically Ukrainian side, ethnically Russian side over here. Watch what the Russians do. Are the Russians telegraphing that they'd be okay if they get to keep this part of Ukraine and call it a day?
Yeah, I think the Russians are looking for a win here, and they couldn't take out Zelensky. That was the big goal, was to basically create this puppet government, much like they have in Belarus. So they've been unsuccessful in doing that, and very clearly they're looking for a win. So if they create the land bridge and they, through the negotiations, are able to keep that, then Putin will say this was our intentions all along and we won. Unfortunately for Putin, the Ukrainians are now emboldened after their victories, on the battlefield. So I think, in my text messages with leaders in Ukraine, they think they can kick every Russian out of Ukraine, and that's their intentions.
Well, and certainly so far, the momentum is on their side. As you and I have discussed so many times, momentum in war is incredibly important. May not be the only thing, but it is one of the big ones. Congressman, good to see you as always, sir. We appreciate the time. You staying up late with us.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.